Mike,
Your name for the record, sir?
Howard Siegel, Teaneck, New Jersey, Park Ridge, New Jersey. I want to talk about one of the ordinances which is coming up.
Yes.
So is this the appropriate time?
Yes, for the introduction, yes.
Yes. This relates to ordinance 16-2017, which concerns the possible rezoning of the property that is owned by my brother and I. I just thought the council, if they weren't aware of it, when the building was built in 1946, the certificate of occupancy was office use. Shortly thereafter, it was changed to one-family residential. We purchased the building in 1975, so we've been there for over 40 years. And of course, we've paid taxes on the building this entire period of time. The mayor and council in October asked the planning board to take under consideration some revision of the master plan. And in fact, there was a presentation before the planning board about a month ago concerning this property to change the use to office use, which it presently is, and also self-storage. And from our perspective, we think that effort by Mr. Priest, who made a presentation, is very valid in view of the fact that if a building were built self-storage, it's the least offensive of anything that we're aware of. At one time, the council, in fact, had had a proposal for hotel use, and that was never voted on by, although other changes were made at the same time. So at this point, we would like the council to seriously consider changing that use based upon your own planner's suggestion and the planning board voting. I think it was 8-0 in favor of making that change. And just as a personal aside, I've been in the building a long time, and it's time for me to quit. I'm in my mid-80s, and I do go there. I only go there 5 days a week. So, but aside from that, it's time to vacate it and let it become useful to the township of Teaneck. I would mention one other thing. The town owns the property directly to the east of us. That property can only, at the present time, be accessed through our property.
Yes, thank you.
So,
Thank you so much for your time.
Bertram Siegel, I'm the younger brother of Howard. I would just say this to you. My brother, he said he only works 5 days a week, but I will tell you, rather remarkably, he had brain surgery about 4.5 weeks ago. He returned to work full-time 3 days later. So this notion that we don't work is a fiction. Also, it just so happens, and the planner, Mr. Priest, made it perfectly clear in his presentation to the mayor and council, to the planning board, that a storage facility, a self-storage facility, is the lowest possible amount of traffic. Of all of the utilizations, that is the lowest. And the idea that this place would be open 24 hours, there's provisions within the proposed ordinance that deals exactly with that subject. As a matter of fact, it can't be lit after certain hours. So there has been an exceptionally capable conservative approach by our planner. And I would also tell you that even if we look at the signage, it's extraordinary how little, how small the signage is, because taking into account the nature of the property and its location. I will tell you this, that on our desk at this moment is a specific signed contract to erect the most modern facility of a storage facility. This is not a pipe dream. This is a reality. I can also tell you that I and my brother have been approached for years by national food chains, by Burger King. We don't want that. We want to have a low usage. The height of the building is limited to the essential height of the properties adjacent, so that the nature of the building fully fits within the property. And also, it was pointed out before the planning board and in the report that this building will serve as a noise barrier for the properties behind us. There's also very substantial fencing requirements. There's substantial rear yard, side yard requirements. I will tell you that we have been approached by a national chains to build hotels. We would not agree because we wanted a low usage, a low presence of cars during normal business hours and no presence of opening after appropriate hours. I will also tell you that we've waited 41 years, and I want to thank the mayor and council and the planning board for giving us, after all these years, and all of our patience and all of our tax money, the opportunity to come forward, and Lord willing, we'll have a new ability to utilize our property for the benefit of the taxpayers and for the benefit of the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you.
As far as rezoning the property along Route 4, the idea of developing self-storage facilities, a self-storage facility there, I think is an excellent use for that property. I believe that a lot of people who are not familiar with self-storage believe that it's, it's those old sheds that are outside that are not kept up. The facility that I believe is envisioned is something that's going to look beautiful, a Class A facility. That's going to look very nice. I understand the neighbors' concerns, and I do believe, and I encourage them to, speak with the planner, make sure that your concerns are taken into account. The setbacks, with all the trees that are there, it is very possible that, throughout most of the year, while the foliage is there, you might not see the entire building, or it'll mute the effect. I think also, you could have setbacks from Route 4 where part of that Greenbelt, can exist. And I don't see it as such a big detriment. I also think that with self-storage, it's such a low use for the property that any of the traffic concerns are not really something that's going to happen. I hear the alarm going off. My time's up. And I would be for that
Thank you,
change.
Mr. Vogel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the other comment about the building itself, the storage, the only person who I would imagine would speak of that building the way I don't know the gentleman's name, but he said he was a coach at TBO. But the only one who would speak that way would be someone who stands to gain financially, either a developer of the project. I can't imagine why all these wonderful things are being laid out for a building that so many people who live there are opposed to. So something isn't right. I don't know what his motivations are. Maybe I'm not allowed to say that, but I said it.
Dr. Ken Hoffman. First, I wish, on a personal note, to say that I don't think Jonathan Vogel is doing anything more than being a citizen, expressing his views on and his agreement in the development of the town, and has no financial secret vendetta against the neighbors in the country club area where I live as well. And I'm pretty shocked by what was said, and I just wanted to bring that up. Now I wish to talk.